On day 4, God created the Meorot HaGedolim. That's what it says in Hebrew. Meorot. Meorot is a similar word that it's written in Kitavo, Parashat Kitavo. Me'era. Me'era, Mem, Aleph, Resh, A, meaning curse. How can you say that God created a curse? Well, when you go into the Midrash, you're going into the story about the sun and the moon, it was Shte HaMeorot HaGedolim, meaning the sun and the moon were equal. The moon complained. The moon says, excuse me, God, how can you create two amazing rulers over the sky with one crown? Who's going to take the crown? Then immediately God said to the moon, go and make yourself smaller. It doesn't seem right that God is in a bad mood because somebody is questioning his ability or somebody question why did he do such a thing. So we need to explain it. What does that mean? Lechi uma'ati et atzmech. Go make yourself smaller. So the idea here, my dear friend, is two forces. The sun represents what we call in Kabbalah the Or Chasadim. What is Or Chasadim? I will explain it in a simple way so everybody can understand. Or Chasadim meaning my ability to basically draw the blessing from above according to what I'm capable to share. The moon represents something called Or Chokhmah, light of wisdom, meaning I would like to reveal all the capacity of God. Similar to what happened in the first day of creation, where it was two choices, to create the world b'midat adin, to create the world in a judgment attribute, or to create the world in the mercy attribute. The sun represents the mercy attribute, the moon represents the totality of God's creation, midat adin, meaning the attribute of judgment. God said to the moon, no. We already talked about it in the first day, that midat adin, the attribute of judgment, is like the mother who baking the cake and the child cannot get involved. I don't want that style. So right now, my dear moon, my dear Levana, go make yourself smaller. What does that mean, go make yourself smaller? And again, I cannot go into the tremendous amount of secret in that verse, because it's one of my favorite sections. But in a simple way, go make yourself smaller, meaning it's time for your moon to act like the sun in the Chasadim. You cannot act right now in what we call left column, in a judgment way, because that will be your time when the Messiah comes. Then those two forces will be together. That's what we see in Kiddush Levana when we do the blessing. So the sun and the moon representing two aspects of creation, that the moon will be the aspect that will be after the Messiah will come. Now together, as the Midrash say, and as I was told here, that astrology, angels were created in those days. Now, what is astrology? I mean, you cannot really find a lot of books on astrology besides the first book written by Abraham, the book of Formation. Great book, exists in English as well, translated by Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan. I'm not recommend for you to read it. You might get bored and then you're not going to like it. But it's a nice book. It's talk about astronomy, astrology. And there you will understand that astrology was actually invented by Jewish people or by Hebrew people. Abraham was Hebrew, not Jewish. And the idea of understanding astrology, to understand that every sign is corresponding to the holiday that it represents. So for example, you have Libra, it's always on the time of Rosh Hashanah, when we scale our negative versus positive. Or you have Virgo. Virgo is always before Rosh Hashanah. Everybody is going to their virgin territory, meaning renew themselves with Teshuvah. Or you get a Gemini, you see the sign of human. The human, Bnei Israel, standing on Mount Sinai to receive the Torah. Aries will be for Passover. That's the lamb that they used to take in the 10th of Nisan. So astrology, it's connected to Judaism in an amazing way. But of course, you cannot just read the horoscope on the paper. You got to go deeper than that. Like it's saying in the Talmud, in Masechet Shabbat, that there you should go to astrologer twice a year. A good astrologer will know how to read you and guide you to have a spiritual life.